Oh, I forgot to hang my picture up.
Now we're live.
Uh-oh.
Hang your picture. I saw you had a hook up there. What's the picture of?
When I was recording the Journey video, I was like, man, it's just like a blank wall, and I look like I'm the most boring person. So I found a picture to hang up. It's of a dinosaur. It looks like Joe Exotic, I think.
It's a dinosaur wearing a
Yeah.
hat. Nice
What?
job. I said nice
Oh,
job.
yeah. No, Lauren said that's much too classy to be Joe Exotic, so whatever.
She's not
Yeah.
wrong. She's not wrong. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kennedy. Who else is here with us today?
Oops. Yo, what up, fam? Y'all lit?
Oh, I guess I should turn on. I've got some issues with the lighting in here. It's so nice out that I
For
want the
real,
window
dude.
open, but then it messes up like the lighting, and
Yeah, I
so we'll.
opened every window in my house this morning. And it was just like, no air conditioning. We're going to be fresh and clean.
Hi, Emerson. Hi, Logan. Hi, Michaela. Hi,
Hooray!
Ashley. Good, everybody.
Ain't no one as dope as me.
Hi, Vivian. Again, since this is the second time I've talked to you today.
Hooray!
Are you guys all up to date on your reading?
This is where it gets wacky.
Because if this is, I was gonna say, if you are, then you know what's going on a little bit. It's getting crazy. Hi, Lizeth. You make me laugh, Lizeth. I love that you're here every Monday.
Wait,
Hi, Theo.
what book are you reading in your English class?
Yeah, Lizeth, what are you doing in your English class? Because, well, she's in AP Lang or AP Liter. No, yeah, AP
Oh, that
Language and
sounds dope.
Composition. I, so I don't know if they're actually reading a book or what they're doing, but I know that she does a ton of reading on her
Word.
own.
Well,
But
good.
Fernand, you mean Fernand?
Fernand.
For Lizeth, you guys are doing nothing in your English class? In your AP English class, you're
I don't
doing
believe
nothing?
that. Maybe. No, I don't believe that.
I realize you may not be reading anything, but I have a tough time believing that you're not doing anything. We're doing weekly essays. Oh, okay. That makes me feel better. I was like, I know you're doing something.
Heck yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I had this project to show you guys that I've been working on, this crocheting project. And then as I was sitting here, I realized that I made a mistake on it. So I had to like unstring
Oh,
half of it.
that stinks.
So, so it would have been really pretty, but I had to unstring it. Before I forget, I cannot do What Up Wednesday this week because I have a guy coming out to do an appraisal on my house for my refinancing. Woo woo,
Yeah.
adult stuff.
Man, I can't
Adult
wait to
stuff.
refinance
Woo
my
woo.
mortgage.
Yeah. You probably have a good enough rate on it that you don't need to refinance it
Maybe,
anytime
but
soon.
I don't know. Like when we bought it, I didn't really have a job, so it was all based on my savings account. So,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Oh my gosh, only 8 people? Things have thinned. Oh,
Oh,
now we're
dang.
down to
Wow.
7. As long as those 7 have
Sure.
been reading, right? All right, so what's going on? Theo, same thing. What?
I guess they're kind of also doing weekly essays.
Oh, in your AP US history course, is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about something else? Because Lizeth is, for those of you who don't know, Lizeth is technically a junior. She is my student aide in my A7 class. And she just really loves this book and decided to participate because she loves this book so much, and I love her for it. So we have all freshmen and a junior that pops in for this discussion. But I don't think I have any super old former students in there today. Hooray! It's just current high school students. Which, by the way, Lizeth, you're pretty much a senior.
Hooray! Congratulations.
Hi, Michael. All right, my loves. Shall we get rolling?
Let's do it.
11:06. Got my book ready. And where do we start the reading at?
What the heck was that?
That was me getting a text message. I need to silence my phone. My phone has been blowing up because of all this mortgage stuff. So everybody's like, I need an appointment with you on this day, and I need to have you sign this paper and this paper and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, and why, like, I love this book so much, and why I geek out, and why Lizeth is geeking out about this book. It is so good. It's so crazy. I love it. Kataros's death was my favorite moment. Oh my gosh, where he gets up close to him and he's like, "My name is Edmond Dantes." Yeah.
We'll get there. Heck yeah, dude. That was my favorite part of the book. I think I got chills when I first read it. Just like, oh yeah, dude, so brutal, so cool.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start at the very beginning of our reading. We start with Andrea Cavalcanti having a meeting. Speaking of the devil, speaking of Kataros, he's having a meeting with Kataros at the hotel. And basically, what is Kataros wanting from Benedetto?
He wants an increase in his allowance.
Yep. He's like, give me more money, or I'm gonna tell.
Because we were talking last time of people like this, like you give them a little bit, and you know, that's just what they do. They see they could get some more, so they do, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Man, he's getting $200 a month. He wants 500 because he says he'd like to hire a maid. He's not this guy, man.
I'd like to hire a maid too.
Yeah, I would. That would be so dope. But yeah, so they meet up. What's his name? Benedetto is in costume. He like trades clothes with the front desk guy so that he doesn't look suspicious, looking like a rich dude going to the poor neighborhood.
Yeah.
And while they're there, he's like, "Yo, you need to give me 500, or we could come up with a plan to get me my own money without costing you anything." And just kind of on the spot, they make up a plan to rob Monte Cristo.
And depending upon which version you read, this scene is kind of done a little bit differently. In some versions, this little scene, it's like Andrea / Benedetto is acting as if he doesn't know what Kataros is going to do. And then there are some times when it's like a straight up plan that he and Kataros have established and set up. So it just depends kind of on which version you're reading. In this book version, to me, it reads like Andrea is just playing dumb, and he's like, I don't, well, the Count of Monte Cristo has this great house, and he doesn't ever lock the upper floors, and Kataros is getting more and more information. But it makes it sound as if Benedetto could plausibly deny having knowledge of what was going to happen. Does that
Hmm.
make sense?
Huh. I guess you could see it like now that I think about it. Yeah, but I read it as like, all right, this will get this dude off my back. I'm just gonna do it. You
Say that
know?
one more time. You
Like I feel like when I read it, it was Benedetto. He knew what he was doing cuz like I see what you're saying now though, so now I'm not sure.
like he didn't come right out and say you should rob the Count of
Oh,
Monte.
yeah, yeah.
He's like, well, Monte Cristo has this great big house, and he's not going to be there. Dropping hints, dropping
Yeah.
hints. Like he wanted him to rob him, but it wasn't a plan that the two of them created
Gotcha. I see what you're
to.
saying.
But some versions make it sound more as if they were both a part of this plan.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, cuz yeah, he definitely has like some plausible deniability at least in the planning phase when he actually like is there and is his lookout. It's kind of shoots that in the foot, I think, but
Well, he's not a lookout for him. No, 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 no. So, and maybe that did you read it in the book or did you read it in
no,
the
yeah, I
larger?
went on my review, I did it through the book.
Okay. So he's not a lookout. He basically goes to spy to make sure that Kataros gets what's coming to him, and then to make sure that if Kataros doesn't get what's coming to him, then he has a backup plan of killing him himself.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, because there's that part where Monte Cristo, when he's just like watching Catarus break in, he sees Benedetto and he says, "Oh, I get it. One dude's watching out the I guess
That's Monte Cristo's
see, I
guess.
pictured it was kind of like a mix between it where like Benedetto went to he was like, "Yo, I'll be your lookout." And then also what you were saying is just like, "Okay, he's either going to get murdered or murder Monte Cristo. Either way, I'm good, but I'll be there to make sure." Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it could be seen either way. Um, but the important part was he wanted to make sure that he was there so that if he needed to take Kataros out, either way, Kataros was not going to be a part of this equation
Mm-hmm.
anymore because like he didn't want to have to kill him, but he knew that he needed to get him off his back. So if he had to, he had
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We accidentally jump forward, but like we're right there. Like Monte Cristo, he goes to his house in the country in Atil and gets a letter, an anonymous letter saying someone's gonna break into your house in Paris, and he takes that and he's like, "All right, everybody, come to Atil, everybody out of Paris," and him and his servant Ali go. They sneak over to the house on the Champs Elysees and just wait. I think it's longer, but I wrote down it's at least 2.5 hours that they just wait there until Catarus finally shows
Just
up.
yeah, they just sit there
Yeah,
and wait.
in silence, just like
Yeah.
love it.
Well, of course they're waiting in silence. Only you can't
Oh right,
speak.
yeah. And just like
But yeah, wait in silence anyway.
yeah, like I've imagine just like sitting there not doing anything, waiting for 2.5 hours, and just like God.
Yep, just waiting for something to happen, not moving, not talking, not having a phone to occupy your
Hmm.
time, just sitting there waiting in
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah. So finally, I think it's like at 11:30 or midnight, someone starts breaking in. He cuts a hole in the window and like jiggers it open, and uh, Monte Cristo sees that it's Catarus. He has thieves' tools, and he makes a really I think just interesting uh, like point. he says he has locksmith's tools. They're like the tools of a locksmith, which is like a very like needed and good profession. But like those same tools in the hands of a bad person is uh
Yeah.
thieves tools. So it's just like
Yeah.
it doesn't like nothing inanimate objects are neither good nor bad. It's how people use it. It's just like a neat saying or thought.
No, it is a neat thought. Like if I had lock picks,
Hmm.
like there's nothing I can go out and I can buy lock picks. You can buy lock picks, but if I had them, it wouldn't be for any good
Hmm.
reason.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, that inanimate object takes on a negativity.
Yeah. Just
And the nightingale,
yeah, the nightingale. It's I'm pretty sure that's like a thieves tool or something. I don't know
it
exactly
is.
what it is, but yeah, something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I remember looking it up at one point in time, and I can't remember what it is now, but I remember trying to find out what it was,
Yeah.
and I think I did. Yeah. It's something that only a thief would have or somebody who works with
Hmm.
locks.
Um. Shoot. Okay, so that's when Catarus breaks in. That's when Monte Cristo sees that there's another person outside, and he makes that comment about one person's the lookout while the other person uh, is breaking in. And he dresses up as Abe Busoni and confronts Catarus. And Catarus is just like, yo, dang. He can't, he says Abe Busoni like 3 or 4 times. He just can't say anything else. Uh,
No.
just in shock of like, what is this dude doing here? He, uh,
Now that wasn't the original plan, right? The original plan was Monte Cristo was going to, with Ali's help, attack whoever was breaking into the house or kill them or whatever the case may be.
right,
And once he realized who it was that was breaking in and why he was basically being set up, he's like, ah,
all right, let's do this. Yeah, let's get it done.
now, now I think I'm going to change outfits real fast
Hmm.
and I'm going to become Ave Busoni instead of being the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah. I love also like we'll get to it later also, but just how many times he changes his clothes. Like I just pictured a cartoon,
Yes.
like running, throwing in and coming. That's just
Yeah.
um so yeah, Catarus is dumbfounded, he can't believe it's Busoni. He says it's been 10 years since the diamond, and
Yep.
he goes through his story about how he got caught for that, and while he was in court he blamed his wife for it somehow. That was his defense, and that's why he wasn't sentenced to death, he was just sentenced to hard labor. So it just makes you see Catarus again as just like this vile person who only cares about himself, like will ruin the what's it called, um like name of his own wife just to get like a softer sentence for a murder he committed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like he is just a slime ball.
Yeah. And he goes through Abe Busoni's like, yo, how'd you even get out of prison? He says, this Englishman broke me out with my buddy. Um, and the
And
Englishman,
who's the
hopefully by this point you figured out that the Englishman is also Edmond Dantes. So,
so he intentionally breaks Cataros and Andrea slash Benedetto out of
mhm.
prison. So, like, why would he do that? It's all a part of the plan.
Yep. Yeah. And just like everything happens for a reason. Just like you see, like it must have been years ago that they broke out of prison. Just this was all in motion back then. He had this all planned out. Like it's nuts. And oh, I think it's so funny. Abby Busoni, he's like, oh yeah, I know that English man. I'm gonna call him up and make sure you're not lying to
Yeah. Yeah, I know who he is.
me. um, so yeah, and then Catarus goes on to tell him about Benedetto. He says he thinks he's Monte Cristo's son because he set him up with a bunch of money and is getting him ready to be married off. And Busoni's like, oh, well, we can't let him get married off. You need to write this letter saying who he is and sign it, and I'll make sure to get it to uh, the Danglars so that they don't uh, lose respect or whatever if it comes out.
Yeah.
And
When
then what?
that's not his purpose.
What? I'm sorry.
But I was just gonna say, really, that's not his purpose in doing this. He just wants a written confession or a written um, account of what has all happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh shoot, I forgot the super important part. So, oh wait, no, it's right here. Uh, oh man, before he forces him to write the letter, Catarus tries to stab him, and luckily
Yeah,
he's wearing chainmail under it, and uh,
because a lot of priests will wear chainmail underneath their
totally.
garments.
And like this is just so funny to me. Like after he tries to stab him, intent like trying to kill him, he's like, "Oh no, you need to give me mercy again." It's like, dude, you,
You just tried to kill
yeah,
me. You keep doing all of these bad things.
yeah, it's just like the definition of insanity, like doing the same thing over and expecting a different result. Like,
Yeah.
so he writes the letter, and Busoni's like, "All right, if you get home safe, that means God forgives you, and that means I'll forgive you also." And he goes to leave, and with Monte Cristo's help, he's like holding the light for him as he gets climbs out of the window. And right when he gets down there, Benedetto just stabs him to death.
Yeah. So let's be clear when we're saying he. Cataros leaves out of the
Yes.
building. Busoni basically helps him get out of the building, knowing that he's walking into
This.
some sort of trap
Mm-hmm.
situation or something. And he's like, well, if you can survive and get home, then God was on your
Mm-hmm.
side and God loves you. He set him up. He knew darn
Yeah,
well.
and it's odd. Like Benedetto stabs him, runs away. Then Busoni and Ali run down there, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Ali, go get Villefort and the doctor." And so it's just Busoni and Catarus again, and shoot, where does it say? He has him write up a message and sign it saying that Benedetto killed him. Um, and then Busoni is like, "Yeah, I saw that happening. Like I saw him standing there waiting for you. Like I
Yeah.
knew exactly
Thought,
I knew exactly what was gonna happen." He's like, "Oh, you're evil. You said I could go home and God would forgive me." It's like, "Yeah, he obviously doesn't. You need to find God right now, and you need to be sorry about the crappy life you lived." And he's like, "No, I don't need any. I'm gonna die, whatever." And uh, Busoni is just like, "You need to look at me and remember a whole long time ago." And he goes back and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you are the Englishman." And he's like, "Yeah, but who else?" And he tells him he's Dantes. He whispers it in his ear, and then Catarus is like, "Oh my God, destiny is real, providence exists, and so is God." And then he dies.
yeah, he had this before he knew that was Edmond Dantes. He had this whole thing where he's like, God isn't real. You can't make me believe in God just because I got stabbed. Da, 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 da,
Mm-hmm.
da. And then once he realizes that Abbe Busoni is really the Englishman, is really Count of Monte Cristo, is really Edmond Dantes, he's like, oh my God, there is a God.
Yeah,
And that God wanted me
yeah.
dead.
Oh,
Imagine Dantes whispered, I am God. Well, to a certain degree, it's almost like I mean, he totally has this God
oh,
complex.
definitely.
Like he's like, I decide who lives, who
It's all
dies.
up to me. I've
And
orchestrated all of this.
yeah. So he might as well almost say, I am God, because to a certain extent, he believes himself to
Hmm.
be that. You're right, Logan.
And then after he's dead, Monte Cristo just says one. So brutal.
One.
Just like, all right, it's just letting you know. It's like, all right, it's starting now. This is the beginning. We're gonna keep on going.
One down, however many more to
Yeah.
go.
Um, and then we fast forward. I think it's like 2 weeks since that, and like the cops are investigating. They're like, oh, that's wild, blah 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 blah. Uh, but we come to Beauchamp and Albert are going to Monte Cristo's to hang out, and Monte Cristo offers Albert a trip to his house in Normandy, off in the country.
He's like, yeah, I think you need to get away. You need a little bit
That
of a
yeah.
vacation. You've been stressed out lately. Everything happens for a reason. He's not really doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He wants Albert to be out of town,
Hmm.
out of town for what's about to go down.
Yeah, he knows it's gonna be a big old thing, and he wants to, like, he knows he's about to ruin Albert's life, but I think he likes him and he wants to at least spare him the like immediate embarrassment of having to go and actually see your dad like lose everything.
Yeah,
So they go,
like to have to there as a witness to
yeah.
it.
So they go up to Normandy, and I think it's time for D-Day. Dang, that's I guess kind of accurate because they go to Normandy and yeah. So it's 3 days later, and his servant Florentine arrives with a letter and a newspaper article, and we don't know what it says yet. But he takes off. He's super nervous. Monte Cristo gives him a, say that one more time.
Oh, I was just saying, be specific as to who's
Shoot,
he.
yeah. So Monte Cristo gives him a horse. Albert takes it and rides all the way back to Paris just as fast as he can, because of what this newspaper article says. And he runs to his friend Beauchamp's house, and uh, he's like, "Yo, dude, what happened?" And Beauchamp tells him what happened over the last 3 days. And it starts with Beauchamp's editor, like the person in charge of his newspaper, got a letter uh, full of information about uh, Count Morcerf, Albert's dad, about how he was involved with like the fall of Yanina, this country. And he goes through it, and he's saying like the evidence is rock solid, like there's not going to be any libel suit, like it's going down. I'm yelling timber, and it has to do with, yeah, Albert's dad, uh, leading to
Yeah, so like for non, well, sorry
no,
to
you
take
good.
over. Like, gotta go back to how Fernand made his way up in society. And what we didn't know this whole time is how Fernand Mondego becomes Count de Morcerf. All we knew is that he did something. He helped out the leader of Greece, and because he was such a good helper to the leader of Greece, like it somehow got him power in France, and it helped him rise through the ranks in France, and he became a count and got some money and all this other stuff. But what we didn't know was the fact that he had done all this illegal behavior and immoral behavior to actually,
Get that power.
yes. Yanina is where Haiti is from. Yes, Yanina is in
Hmm.
Greece.
And yeah, so that involved like handing over the Ali Pasha's like kingdom, pretty much just selling him out. He was Ali Pasha's like number two guy. He was way up there. He was trusted. Um, but he sold him out to I forget which army, but they were at war and he just betrayed him. Uh,
Yeah, set him up for an assassination,
that
basically.
and in the aftermath of that, he sold Haiti and um, well, they in the newspaper it describes it as Yanina's like best wife and her daughter into slavery.
Because this was a society that had more than one
Mm-hmm.
wife for the king. So, but like his favorite wife and the daughter of his relationship with that favorite wife, he sold them into slavery. That's how he made his money. And why else did he sell them into slavery? To get rid of any potential witnesses that might be able to say, Hernan set my dad
Mm-hmm.
up. So he sells them into slavery. He makes money off of them. He probably made money off of helping the enemy assassinate Ali Pasha. Like, he's making money right and left, but yet he looks like a good guy when everything is all over because he's like, I tried my hardest and I tried to find the wife and the daughter and I tried to save Ali Pasha and all this stuff, which is all a
Mm-hmm.
lie.
And
And all comes to
yeah,
light.
no, you're
Sorry, go ahead.
good. And it's all in this newspaper article. And then at the like that day, the article comes out. The government body that Morcerf works for is like, all right, we need to do an independent investigation and figure out if this is all legit. And Morcerf's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's start it right now because like I got my rock solid defense. Like I'm good, and it makes him look really good when
He was not
the what?
he he was not worried at
Mm-mm.
all about getting in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Let that if like the more suspicious you act, the more people will think you're guilty. I think. Like if he was like, no, we can't have a investigation, like everybody would have been like, oh, so you definitely did it then. But
Yeah.
so they have the investigation, and I think it's like the next day, maybe 2 days later, uh, the he goes up to present his case to give his defense, and he tells them he was like, "Yo, I was like his most trusted dude. I have his ring. I have his where is it, man? Uh, uh, he has this letter from him, saying like, hey, he's this great guy. He has his ring, which is like his signature, which he would only give to a super trusted. Everybody knew he had the authority and confidence, uh, and he was, uh, everyone knew him, and everybody that knew him there is now gone or dead. But he has his ring and this letter to prove, like, yo, I was his number two dude. Like, I would never have sold him out. He trusted me, and I wouldn't have done that, which is a pretty good defense, I think.
Yeah, he's like, there's no witnesses, there's no possible witnesses that could testify, but I have this
Mm-hmm.
stuff that shows I was, close to the man and helped him
Yeah,
out. And they're like, oh shucks, there's no witnesses.
yeah, and like they get up there, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I mean, I think he's good." Like, there's nothing to say. But then the court like gets a letter from someone saying, "Hey, I was there. I can come talk." And who walks in but Haiti,
Yeah.
who, if you forgot, is Monte Cristo's like person. Like she,
Slave lover
yeah,
person.
like he bought her from a person. So like technically he owns her, but like he doesn't because she gave him he gave her her freedom once they got to Paris. But yeah, uh, let's see. So she comes up and testifies and says Morcerf allowed the Ali Pasha to get killed. and set him up and stole all his money, all his treasure, and sold Haiti and her mother into for I think like 400,000 bucks.
Yeah, I think something like that.
And and then Monte Cristo bought her. Well, her mom died uh, in while they were enslaved, and Monte Cristo bought her and had the document from the guy who bought her from Morcerf with, or I guess Fernand at that point, with Fernand's signature on it. Yeah, did that get
Yeah,
confusing?
there was actual documentation. No, there was actual documentation. The sale of the slaves with Fernand's original
Right,
signature on it basically proved his
showing the
guilt.
receipts.
But it all, yeah, the receipts. And then there was a receipt basically that Monte Cristo had bought these slaves. So it looks like Monte Cristo is involved in informing Haiti about this situation a little bit, but Haiti insists that he knew
Mm-hmm.
nothing, that he still knows nothing. Well, did he know nothing? No, but he didn't set it up.
Right. Oh man, but and that just uh shows her letter. Oh wait, no. Um, and she also says that uh the betrayer, Mondego, had a scar on his right hand, which Morcerf definitely does. And then, in face of this like looming evidence, the whole court finds him guilty. And that's it.
Yep.
And then he runs away. He like sneaks off while during the kerfuffle. Yeah, or am I making that up?
No, he doesn't sneak off. I mean, basically he's found guilty, and but this is not a court of
Right.
law. This was basically his this would be like a Senate hearing. And so he hasn't officially been charged with anything. He's just basically been
Mm-hmm.
ruined. So he runs away. He basically gets out of there before anybody really knows what's going on and before official charges can
Mm-hmm.
be
Because
brought up on him.
yeah, while Hades talking, he it, like describes him as like crumpling his papers and like involuntarily like freaking out and shaking. So he knows what's up. He knows he's caught.
Yeah.
Um. So after Beauchamp tells him all this, Albert is mad and he wants revenge. Here's Danglars was asking about Yanina. And so he goes to Danglars and it's like, yo, this is your fault. He's like, nah, dude, it ain't me. Like, Monte Cristo was telling me to look into it. You should go check out what he knows about it. He's like, oh, man, that's wild.
It's Monte Cristo's.
Yeah, Monte Cristo knows what's going on. He set this whole thing up. So he runs over to Monte Cristo's house. They're like, nah, he ain't here. But he's going to the opera later. And so they decide they'll meet him at the opera. But before that, Albert goes home and talks to his mom, Mercedes. Uh, and she tells him, yo, don't do this. This is really dumb. Like, he probably had a good reason for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she begs him not to go to the opera. She begs him to stay home, and he's like, "I have to do this, mother." And she knows that what he's about to do is going to basically get him into trouble, but she can't stop
Right.
him.
He's on a quest for vengeance
So,
now too.
yeah, but she doesn't know exactly how bad it gets until, well, until a little bit
Yeah.
later.
So Albert meets Monte Cristo at the opera and causes a whole big scene, a lot of dishonor, and Monte Cristo's all right. He's like, all right, let's duke it out. Let's do this. And so they decide to duel the next day at 8 a.m. and with pistols. Uh, and that's just like an honor thing. It used to be legal to, if someone disrespected you, to then kill them. If you've seen Hamilton, I'm pretty sure that's what happens at the end.
I have not
Me
seen
neither.
it.
I just know that's how Alexander Hamilton died.
Oh, got it.
Uh, so uh, the Monte Cristo, he picks Maximilian and his brother-in-law Emmanuel to be his like dual assistants, which I think is just like they don't actually do anything, but they're there for moral support.
And witnesses to make sure that things are followed, like, I don't want to say in a legal fashion, but in some sort of legal, moral, correct
Hmm.
fashion. Is their witness?
Right. And let's see. That night, the night before, Mercedes goes to Monte Cristo and is like, "Yo, you can't do this. Please don't do this. Like, he's a kid.
Yeah,
This isn't his fault, and uh, like, you just kind of ruined our lives." And that's when Monte Cristo, it's like full on. They both know for sure now that it's Edmund,
yeah.
and
Like she straight up calls him Edmond Dantes, and he calls her Mercedes, or he tries to call her Madame de Morcerf, and she's like, "No, call me Mercedes. That's who I am to Edmond
mhm,
Dantes." Like, so they let it all
yeah,
out,
and she didn't know what had happened. So Monte Cristo tells her about how Fernand wrote up the letter and it was his fault that he was gone and that he's getting his revenge and that he was so sad that she didn't wait for him for the whole 14 years, just getting it all out on the table. And Mercedes is just like, oh my God. Okay, yeah, you're right, but please don't do this still. Because she knows Albert will definitely get killed. Um, and Monte Cristo agrees. He's like, all right, I still love you a whole bunch. I won't kill your kid, but I can't not duel also because of like rules of honor and dignity. So that means I'm gonna die tomorrow.
yeah. And she basically makes him decide. She makes him choose again
Mm-hmm.
self-sacrifice.
Like,
And not that he got to choose before, but he becomes the sacrifice yet again. He becomes the scapegoat, he becomes the whatever, um again, like she's choosing somebody else over him again.
man, I never thought of it like that. Like, man, that just makes it so much. Like, I think I would choose my kid over uh like a relationship from 20 years ago, but
Right, right. But if you're the other
yeah,
person, you're like, or ooh, sorry, dang, she's picking somebody else besides me
yeah.
again. She's betrayed me again.
Man, yeah. So the next day, Monte Cristo meets up with Max and Emmanuel at the spot. It's a little before 8, and he's telling them like, "Yo, I'm gonna lose this one, fellas, but I want you to know that I'm choosing to lose." And they does pistol tricks, and they're like, "Oh wow," uh, which I just thought was so funny. Of just like in this like life or death kind of thing, he needs to make sure his homies know that he's doing it on purpose. But
Right.
uh, what happens? So Albert shows up and he's like, "Yo, uh, we're not gonna fight. I'll forgive you. It'll be cool. Like I guess you have reason to do what you did to my dad. So
Yeah, his mom must have told him everything. Like, I don't think it doesn't do it in this book, but I think in the full version, Mercedes just comes out and tells Albert, "This is what your dad did. This is what the connection is. Blah 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 blah."
yeah,
Like,
Monte
and so
Cristo's in the right. Like
Albert's like, "Really, it's my dad who is a bad guy," and all Monte Cristo did was expose him, which granted wasn't his place to do, but after everything that he had done to my dad, it balanced
Yeah.
out.
So yeah, they both live, no respect, lost on either side. Everything's good. Um,
But actually, it makes it look as if Albert is weak because he didn't go through with the duel.
oh yeah, I guess so.
Because that's Fernand takes it that Albert chickened out at the end, and so Fernand goes to confront Monte Cristo about it.
Oh,
Um,
um, before then, or like somewhere around then, at about the same time. So this is after the duel. They are Monte Cristo is in his house, chilling with Haiti, and they have a conversation. It's like, oh, do I love you? Like, I'm pretty sure I do. Like, uh, this is a new feeling I haven't felt since Mercedes. My whole life has been about getting revenge, but I really care about you, Haiti. You're great. And th-
yeah,
and that's when Fernand shows up, and he's like, and he demands, uh, uh, what is it? He's freaking out. He's like, "Yo, my this isn't my son's whatever. He got dishonored. I won't. Let's go. This is your fault." And Monte Cristo tells him, he shows him who he is. He puts on like another. I pictured him just like,
another change.
yeah, I pictured him just like running to his room and just like throwing on a sailor costume, coming out and just like, I'm Edmond Dantes. And he's like, oh, it just is a cartoon in my head for whatever reason.
Yeah, it is very cartoony. And so then um, Fernand freaks out. Now Edmund does not come right out, or Monte Cristo doesn't come right out and kill him
Mm-mm.
or anything like that. And some people were expecting that to happen. They
Mm-hmm.
were really expecting Monte Cristo to kill Fernand for everything that had happened,
Just
but he
straight
doesn't
up.
do it. Instead, and this is a part that a lot of people, when we read the book, a lot of people miss. I'm trying to find the page number where it's because Fernand goes home, and if you aren't reading closely, you miss the part where he goes home and he
It's
kills himself.
page 395.
Thank you.
Yeah, that last paragraph. Is it like, I love the way this is written. It's so like brutal, but and like hidden enough, like it makes
Yeah,
you imagine it. And man, that's solid writing.
yeah. Just as the carriage is holding Mercedes and Albert, who are leaving Fernand for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So Fernand is looking out the window, watching his wife and son leave. He's lost everything. He's lost his job. He's lost his wife. He's lost his son. He's lost his honor.
Mm-hmm.
He's lost everything. And he watches them leave. And as the carriage was passing beneath the arch of the gate, a shot rang out and dark smoke floated out from one of the bedroom windows, which had been shattered by the force of the explosion. Yeah. And that is somebody once, when I was reading this, they thought that like a sniper had sniped him. And I'm like, no, 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 no.
I
He was inside and he shot himself, and the smoke goes out the window because that's the way the force is of the pressure is going. The shot is coming from inside to the outside.
mm-hmm. I wish there was just one more sentence at the end. It was just like uh Monte Cristo sipping lemonade in his front yard, heard a small echo of something that sounded like a firecracker and just whispered to himself, two.
Two. Yeah. Yeah, because it would be pretty awesome if, as revenge on each person, if he counted off like one,
Yeah,
two,
I thought that's what
three.
was gonna happen, and then uh, nah, I just had to add it into my head every time.
Yeah, yeah. What gun did he use? Well, he had to have had a gun because he had gone to Monte Cristo to challenge him to a duel.
Hmm.
So he had to have had a gun of some sort on his own.
Probably a
It
pistol or
just
something.
doesn't. Yeah, some sort of pistol, whatever,
Hmm.
but it doesn't really say.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts too.
for real. And then the last chapter we were reading was just the start of like the end, I guess.
Don't say the start of the end. We're continuing on with the storyline of the
Yeah,
poisonings.
you're right. Okay.
Sorry, you got to look at it differently.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a continuation, and if you don't know what's coming up later, you
Hmm.
you don't. I'm trying not to
No,
give anything
yeah.
away.
Yeah. You're right. But all right, so we focus back in on Max and Valentine and Nortier. Max is like, I'm gonna go say what up, because now he goes there 2 times a week to chill with Valentine and Nortier. And he gets there, and Valentine is feeling sick. She has like a bitter taste in her mouth, and she has been taking her grandfather's medicine, uh, just a little bit at a time to like build up that immunity. I think. Um,
Yeah,
I don't remember if they say directly, but it's like they know someone's poisoning people, and this is like their defense against
this is Nortier with his suspicions because Nortier's been taking this.
it.
Basically, Nortier's been ingesting poison for years in small doses so that any attempt on his life with poison wouldn't kill
Hmm.
him. So once people around him start dying of poisoning, then he's like, Valentine, start taking some of this every day and basically trying to protect her from a potential poisoning.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it's Mortier that's doing
Yeah.
it.
Um, let's see. And then Eugenie Danglars and her mom show up, and they're talking about how they're going to be Eugenie's going to get married to Andrea Cavalcanti, and how stoked they are for it, except Eugenie's like, "What?
No, go
Oh,
ahead. Eugenie's like,
I'm an artist. I just want to be a bohemian artist. I don't really want to get married, but you can't uh get out of your position in life in 1850s France."
correct. But let's talk about this for a second because who put the idea into Danglars' head
Yeah.
to have Eugenie marry Andrea slash Benedetto? Monte
Yeah.
Cristo did.
Yep.
Okay. Cristo knows who Prince Cavalcanti actually is. And if you put two and two together, there's some serious drama that's about to unfold, some serious soap opera drama. Because if you think about it, Eugenie is her soon to be husband's half sister. Yeah, because Eugenie's mom is Mrs. Danglars, who also had.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, did you see that? You just had a light bulb moment.
Dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's
Are you
wild.
getting what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, yeah. Cause yeah, Benedetto Villefort was dating, or his mistress was Danglars. And that, oh my
Yes.
god. Yo.
Yes. So Monte Cristo is intentionally setting this up so that even if they do get married, it's going to be like super
Yeah,
disgrace.
dude.
Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he's got this worked out so that she is about to marry her half brother.
Man. No, I didn't put that together. Huh.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, and so I love this part of the book when I kind of put these like I wish I could do it this way where I have puppets
Oh
and
yeah.
and everything else. Kennedy's like, wait
Yeah,
a
dude.
minute.
Oh.
Yeah. So she doesn't know it, but she's engaged to her brother.
Hmm.
Sorry.
No, that's just so mind blowing. Like you think you read super close, and then it's like, oh no, I didn't. So so they're talking, and all of a sudden Valentine passes out, and oh no, Max runs out, and he runs to Monte Cristo for help, and Monte Cristo's like, "Yo, dude, I don't care. Like, Vilfort
I
sucks.
don't
His
care
whole
about
family
Vilfort.
sucks." And Max is like, "No, I love her." And Monte Cristo's like, "Okay, dang, man."
No, he was not like, okay, dang. He was like, what? You love a Vilfort?
Right.
That's of the devil?
Yeah. And
What?
yep. Um so Monte Cristo, he goes to the house and is like, is he taking, yeah, wait. Sorry. I didn't take very good notes here. So he tells him
That's okay.
that, and then does he go over there and like give her some red stuff or nah?
No, 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 no,
No.
no. So all he does right now is he's like, I promise that I will help you. Like, she'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fine. She's not gonna die. And this is a change to his original plan. Like he wanted to ruin Vilfort by taking out Vilfort's whole
Mm-hmm.
family, but
Now he's like,
he didn't realize that Max was in love with Valentine, and so now he's like, "Well, crap! Now I can't take out Vilfort's whole family." So all they leave us on at the very
yeah.
end of our reading
It's like the doctors show
is
up at the Villefort's house, and Abbe Busoni buys a house.
Abbe Busoni buys the next door house, the next
Yep.
door neighbor's house, and then that very night, sounds could be heard if you listen. Or if you workmen were immediately called in, and that same night the infrequent passers-by were surprised to see carpenters and masons engaged in rebuilding the foundations of the house. What's Monte Cristo doing? He's making a tunnel from one house to the other
Mm-hmm.
so that he can, well, I can't
We'll
tell
see.
you. Can't tell you what he plans on doing, but everything happens for a reason, and he's not going to build a tunnel. He's not going to buy a house and next door to the Villeforts and build a tunnel between the houses for no reason. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, 100% right, Dominic. This is a slight change of plans for Dantes. There are some times when he does not have everything planned out perfectly, when there are unfortunately some wrenches that are thrown in his plan, and this is one of those.
Yeah. Or even like the duel, like
Yeah,
he was like, I it mentions it in the book. He's like, well, I guess this is the end of it. I had this whole dope plan planned out that was gonna take out all of my enemies, but I guess I'm just gonna die here now.
yeah. Like he was really like he was not expecting Mercedes to confront him. He really thought he was going to kill Albert, which was going to basically kill the soul of Mercedes and
Hmm.
Fernand, and that was his original plan, is he was going to take Albert out.
Because I think he wants
And
to get revenge on Mercedes too, right?
absolutely, I would say that.
And he was gonna kill her kid to do that.
Kennedy's got a good theory. Is he going to take Valentine and then blow up the rest of the house? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you'll have to read.
Might want to keep that in mind for one of the assignments coming up.
Okay. Just nuke the whole house. What about the little boy? What about
Mm.
Edward, the little 8-year-old boy? Should he be killed off then too? I don't know. It's just it's a thought. Like I can't tell you what's
Yeah,
coming. I'm just saying. I'm just saying there's some stuff that's coming down the pipeline that's going to be pretty
it's about,
interesting.
yeah, about to get wiki wiki wild wild west.
Yeah, so like just keep in mind that the last two reading assignments prior to this was all leading up to, or everything's leading up to this reading section and the next two reading sections, like the rest of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of boring, it wasn't even necessarily boring, but it's not nearly as exciting as
The last,
this
yeah,
stuff when the revenge is truly happening.
yeah, yeah. These next 2 weeks are like the best parts of the book.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Ooh, sorry, there's a big truck going by my house and it's very loud. So anyway, I think we covered everything in the conversation, unless you guys have
Hmm.
questions. Reminder to you that I can't do What Up Wednesday because of my appointment. If you were not here, spread the word or whatever. No What Up Wednesday is happening because fingers crossed I get to adult. Um, Edward is a bad child. He will be punished.
Jeez.
uh, comment. No comment. Yeah. So this week we've got Monday and then we have short story Friday. And basically, this is Mr. Elster's last full week
Yeah, dude.
with because I don't know, I was gonna talk to you about it. I assume you're cool to participate in next Monday's Monte Cristo Monday.
Yeah, honestly, I'll probably like technically I'm done on the 6th, which is next Wednesday, but I don't know, like I'd be down to do uh the last Monte Cristo Monday on the 11th
That
if
would be
y'all don't
awesome.
mind.
I like having us go back and forth and then we can really kind of examine some stuff together.
Yeah. And it like had I don't know, had like I wouldn't have figured out like the half brother thing. So I learned a
Oh
lot
yeah, you're
too.
missing. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down for that. And that'll be
Yeah, all
the
right.
end of the book.
Yeah. So exciting. You're almost done.
Yeah, it's weird. Um
You're almost a college graduate.
dude, I was thinking about that. That's so wild. Let's see. All the page numbers for everything can be found on Teams on the tab MC Calendar
Yep. It's all there.
for
I know we keep saying go to teams, go to teams, go to teams, go to teams, but go to teams.
for real. I spent all this time putting all the things up there and
Yeah.
let's see. For May 4th, it's pages 406 to 480 or chapters 95 to 110 on the online version.
So we're going to 480 in the print book. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Sweet. And then that last reading assignment is going to be short because then it only is
50 pages.
480 to 530.
Mm-hmm.
And then the book is done.
Yep.
So 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks,
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the last week to do anything to get your grade up. If you want to do that, check out Teams, shoot me an email.
Yes, everything according to the district, we have to have everything done, graded, and in by Friday. We will still have a short story this week. We'll still have a short story this week and next week. So, but as far as your actual grade and wanting to make changes to your grade, you need to kind of look back on it and make sure that it is what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
I'm recording it on Thursday night. Super special surprise video. I'll probably put it up like right after I get done with it. But yeah, something I'm really excited for. That.
I'm excited thing too.
Yeah, it should be really cool. It should be a lot of fun. I have a very special guest to come talk about writing and uh, his career with writing.
Yeah, so it won't be live on Friday. It'll be pre-recorded like it was last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so today is live. The Mondays will stay live, but the Fridays will be pre-recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Happy early birthday, Michaela.
Happy birthday!
What else? Anything else?
Hmm. I mean, I'm good. Get
Yeah,
outside.
I'm good too. Yes, get outside. It is beautiful. I'm gonna go plant some more flowers
Nice. That
because I've
sounds
been
great.
planting flowers and I love it. My house is starting to look better because I hate how dreary it looks right after the winter when everything's all brown
Yeah.
and messed up. Chauncey, you're late by an hour. We start at 11. See, my former students still managed.
Let me think. I say stay safe, stay healthy.
Don't forget to
I
floss.
think don't forget the floss. It's my personal opinion. Even if stuff does open up, you should probably not go anywhere
Yeah,
until
personal opinion. I agree with that.
personal opinion. Wait for health experts to say when it's okay.
Yeah. Just because stores are opening, just because places are available, go to them. Oh, I want you guys to stay healthy and safe. And I think the economy is the reason why a lot of things are opening. And it's not necessarily in the best interest of your health to go and participate in some of these things. So,
Mm-hmm.
but just me.
Word. Don't forget the floss. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day.